Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I'm filming this on a Monday because I was kind of out of town yesterday. Did a little beach day with the family, which is glorious. Today, we are doing a little slow bloom again. This would be the Don Ellie Jacob Montero. It's a Costa Rican watermelon, cherry syrup, and wine acidity. Delicious. Don Ellie Jacob Montero. Also, fun fact, what I figured out yesterday is guess who's gotten an in-service day? That's your cue. Bring your face in. This guy. Yep. Surprise, surprise. Monday in service. But yeah, it's been awesome. We've had a good morning so far, haven't we, Bear? Good. So today I had gotten a couple questions and some stuff that had come up kind of through last week and then another time this morning, so it was very timely and poignant, and I wanted to cover some of that stuff. A lot of it was regarding stimulus versus modifications, right? So the idea is getting the desired effect. So the first thing I want to talk about is modifications. So I was having a conversation with one of our members, and it was the day, for some reason I feel like it was the Cindy day, and he had mentioned, should I do pull-ups today? He's been dealing with some shoulder stuff. So should I do pull-ups today, unassisted, and get less rounds, or do ring rows and get more rounds? And my answer to him was, I don't know. And this is what I mean. And I wasn't trying to be vague, but I was trying to, it's what he wanted to get out of the workout. Right? So what we wound up doing was like an odd even round thing, which I thought was a lot of fun. Like one round, he did the pull-ups, one round he did the ring rows. That way we weren't going maybe too crazy with the volume on the shoulder and giving it some time to heal and recover and all that kind of good stuff. But what I mean by that is, now, I'm not saying, what I'm about to say is, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these things, okay? But when we look at what we're trying to accomplish with the fitness, with CrossFit, with what we call GPP, which is general physical preparedness, pulling is important, right? Creating strong pulling muscles, whether that be ring rows, power cleans, sumo deadlift high pulls, deadlifts, banded pull-ups, whatever. Pulling, right? Butterfly pull-ups aren't really important. Now, if you want to compete in the sport of CrossFit, if you want to do those kinds of things, these are ways to increase your ability to do volume, right? And speed, right? But as far as moving the needle, as far as just general strength, strict pull-ups are great. Ring rows are great, right? You could never do a butterfly pull-up in the rest of your life and still be really, 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 really ridiculously fit, right? Pushing is important, right? Reaching full range of motion, right? Squatting is important, right? Getting your hip crease below parallel and standing all the way up. Squatting 500 pounds, clean and jerking 315. Now, if you want to compete in the sport of CrossFit, or, you want to enter an Olympic lifting meet, that's different. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is, if we look at the pyramid, nutrition is at the base, which is something we talked about. Then metabolic conditioning, right? Your ability to move your body through space, running, rowing, biking, jumping, right? Gymnastic movements, your pull-ups and your dips and your whatnots, right? then weightlifting, and then finally sport, right? It's like I always talk about being able to press, being able to bring your arms over your head, important. Being able to do a handstand walk, I mean, it's cool. I like doing them. And if it's like a goal, man, I think it'd be really cool to always do that. Or you entered a competition, there are handstand walks, great. I think it's awesome. And there's the beauty of CrossFit, it's always evolving. We're not stuck in this one genre. But it's not like if you never handstand walk for the rest of your life that you're not gonna be able to be fit, right? It's like we have some people that have severe shoulder issues, or if you're in your late 50s plus 60s, 70s, right? Overhead squats might never happen, right? You just, through years, arthritis and tension and things are tight, no matter how much we stretch, it's just really hard to get in that position. It's something we can work on, but you're still gonna get really, really fit doing front squats. Let's not get lost in the weeds. The importance is that we're doing loaded squats, right? We're loading the body, right? And doing a squat full range of motion, not a body weight snatch. Because if you're honest, sure, is a 600-pound deadlift pretty cool? I mean, it's pretty legit. You're pretty strong. Your average day, are you gonna have to deadlift 600 pounds? Probably not. You know, but once again, I'm not saying anything's wrong with this stuff. It's just perspective, right? What's the end goal? And the reason I bring this up is because I find that people get frustrated, right? Because they feel like they're not fit, right? They feel like they're not as good. And one, it takes time. And two, you got to look at where you're at. And this is where we come into stimulus, which parallels the conversation I had with a member this morning. So this morning as we're doing the Chief, the 369, then the runs. And she said, she's newer, and she said, I said, how was today? She said, oh, man, it was really good. It was hard. I had to scale back the run, though. And she wasn't super bummed about it, but you could tell it was like, I had to scale back the run. Like, I'm crappy. And what I had to explain to her is, one, we can get there. There's some goals. But two, you know, we got to look at not only where is your fitness at, what place are you coming from? You know, you might see that other girl in the class or that other guy in the class, and they're crushing the run, and you're like, man, I'm terrible. Well, did you take into account that that person ran track in college? Maybe they've been distance running their entire life. Well, yeah, I would hope they'd be better at, you know, running than you who's never ran, right? In the same way that, like, I rode bikes most of my life, right? Pre-CrossFit, that was kind of my thing, along with playing hockey, is, you know, racing road bikes, racing mountain bikes. So I would hope that I'm better at racing a road bike than, say, you know, Steve, who's never raced a road bike. Like, right? It's perspective. And I think sometimes we can get lost in that, because what we're looking at with stimulus is to keep things similar. So if I run the entire time and it takes me 2 minutes to run 400 meters, and you run the entire time and it takes you 2 minutes to run 300 meters, we're doing the same thing, right? And this is where always stimulus comes into play. And it's kind of confusing, right? But, you know, if you take someone that has an over 300-pound front squat and they're doing 95 pounds for the workout, they're doing 30% of their 1 rep max, right? Yeah, I'm doing that math right. They're doing like 26%. Well, if your 1 rep max front squat is 200 pounds, you're doing 50% of your 1 rep max. Now, maybe that's what you wanted to work on today because you want to get stronger. Great. But if we're looking at stimulus and relative intensity, right, that's what we're looking at, because relative intensity is relative to your background, your exposure, right? All of these things, right? You've been doing CrossFit for 10 years. This person's been doing CrossFit for 1 year. Well, I would hope the person doing it for 10 years is better at CrossFit, right? So just some kind of foods for thought, stuff to keep in mind, right? And continue to be motivated and have goals and find goals. But like I talked about in one of the earlier Cup of Joes when I was dealing with the wrist and the shoulder things and redefining my why and just being like, man, I'm a little beat up today. Like, overhead squats aren't happening. Don't beat myself up emotionally about it. Do back squats, do front squats. I'm still moving, I'm still sweating, I'm still getting great workout, I'm still loading myself and not getting too wrapped around the skid or lost in the weeds, or what I always call my nutrition Yoda, E.C. Sinkowski, majoring in the minors. They're worried about the nutritional value between broccoli and cauliflower. I mean, that's deep in the weeds. So just some kind of food for thought, some stuff I was thinking about today. And as always, if you guys have any other questions about stimulus, about modifications, about that stuff. But then the biggest thing is having fun, if you're feeling a little beat up, modify the workout. Like, my knee was bugging me the other day, and we did that Cindy workout. So I did bike calories instead of the air squats because I knew that squat volume would just get to me. And I was exhausted and I felt tired, and it just sounded funner, to be completely honest. And it's relative, I'm still getting leg volume. I'm just doing it in a different facet, so don't feel like, we want to keep the idea, the intent of the workout the same. But if we need to modify something, right, no big deal. Talk to the coach. If you have an idea, like, do you think this is a good call? And we can always tweak stuff, as long as we're having fun and we're working out, we're meeting the idea, the intent, the stimulus of the WOD, right? So something to think about, question, comment, all that good stuff, like, subscribe. That's kind of the big talking points I wanted to cover today. The other big stuff was for this week, kind of week in review, preview, moving forward. I believe May 17th, we got that High Rocks. We got a bunch of people doing individual. We got some people doing teams, 2 and 4 person. It's down in Anaheim. Over the next week or so, I'm going to try and coordinate everyone that is doing it. Maybe have a meetup afterwards, which I think would be a lot of fun. Maybe down in one of the breweries down there in Anaheim. I'm planning on doing it as long as I can get away that weekend. I still have not decided if I want to do individual or team. Maybe vote. Let me know what you want me to do, because I can't decide. There's also been some meetups. They did one on Sunday with some of the High Rocks people getting together with Coach Kelly in the afternoon in Redlands and doing some more kind of High Rock style workouts, like using the sleds and maybe some longer time domain stuff that's really hard for us to do in the general class. That's been a lot of fun. So if you're doing the High Rocks, maybe reach out to me and I'll kind of put you in contact. I know they want to do that a couple more times over the next couple weeks. Like we talked about last week, we got Murph coming up at the end of the month. Murph shirt was released this morning on Instagram. All the coaches have photos of it. Is a black t-shirt with a navy digital camo on the print. It's sick. Men's and women's t-shirt, women's muscle tank, women's tank top. Sign-up sheets are on the desk. Make sure you put down what you want. And make sure you put down what you want and the size, your name, first name, last name, and then what style shirt, because otherwise I'm just going to guess. Let me double check. Oh, and then Friday, the 3rd, I believe it's the 3rd, we're going to do a little Cinco de Mayo inspired BBQ in Redlands. So I got some piñatas. Barrett picked them out. They're hilarious. Got some piñatas. We're going to do some chicken tacos. We'll have some tortillas, lettuce wrap options, salad options, más cervezas, por favor. What else we got? Alcoholic and non-alcoholic. I'm covering all the bases today. And, yeah, that'll be Friday. So bring the kiddos down, bring the family down, bring the friends down, whoever, and we'll have a good time and just kind of chill and wax some piñatas and get the kids all ramped up on candy, and have some tacos. Nothing beats a taco, right? Weather should be nice. We could also probably wear tank tops. One of my favorite days of all time is Tank Top Taco Tuesday. It's hard to do in the winter, better in the summer. So let's get after it. Let's have an awesome week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, if you have any questions, hit me up. Put it down in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Barrett, anything for the people? Anything for the people? He's got nothing. Enjoy your week, guys. Thank you. Deuces.